welcome to That Computer Is Your Mom, a Jim and the Holograms podcast. This is Allie.
And Josh.
And today we're doing Season 1, Episode 15, The Rock Fashion Book. Not a fan.
Yeah, you did not like this one.
I didn't. I think it was maybe the worst Jim and the Holograms that we've seen so far in the 15 that we've watched, and that I'm basing that on the fact that I thought it was boring.
Not a Christy Marks episode?
No, not a Christy Marks episode at all. We miss you, Christy Marks.
Seems like maybe it didn't represent the original vision.
I think that's true.
Of Jim and the Holograms.
So, what do you have anything else you want to say about it before we get started, like in general?
In general? Not really. I mean, it's a standalone episode, right?
Right.
So.
The competition between the Misfits and Jim and the Holograms to ruin each other's lives for no reason.
Is there ever an episode where it's not primarily about the competition between the Jim and the Holograms and the Misfits?
I probably not. Probably not. Excuse me. Okay, so let's just get into it.
Okay.
This is about, as you may have guessed, a rock fashion book.
It's a thing.
No.
Rock fashion books.
The show is like...
They're very popular now.
Rock fashion. And like there is definitely, I think, a like... There's like fashion and rock, and like there are definitely like fashion spreads with like rock and, you know, other music stars, like hip hop stars. Like I just saw a spread of like Rihanna fashion shots that were like really good. You know, and I think Beyonce does stuff like that too sometimes. Have you noticed that like Beyonce and Rihanna are like my two, like, I'm just like, yeah, you know, cause whatever. I like Beyonce, Rihanna, and the people that I follow on social media are like, here's some amazing pictures of Rihanna, and I was like, that is true. But this is like, I have a book that is like rock posters.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like an art book.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a book that is of fashion, but I don't have one that is the two together.
Yeah, I mean, that probably is a thing.
I'm sure it's a thing. Okay, so...
I'm not sure that... Is Jim and the Holograms a rock band, though?
Pop band.
Yeah.
Girl group. They're like a singing girl group. In the comics, they like write their own music. Like Jericho writes the music.
Mm-hmm.
Here it's not certain who writes the music. They don't really get into that. They get into everything else.
Yeah.
Like
about... It's kind of funny.
About the music business.
Everything seems like to spontaneously happen.
With the songs?
Yeah.
That's true. Alright, so let's talk about it. So basically, in the beginning of the episode, Jerica and the other holograms are sitting in Starlight Music around like a boardroom table.
Yeah, just hanging out.
Yeah, they're just like chilling. And it's definitely Jerica.
Yeah.
And like a dude walks in without an appointment.
No, it's true.
And he's just like, do you think they just get, like, they just let anyone in and they're like, hey, I have a really great idea for you guys.
Well, if he's like, I have a big multi-million-dollar deal for them.
Who vetted him before
like,
he was
well,
let in?
He's got a suit on, and he's like old. He's got a mustache. So
the mustachioed white man back again. So they're like, this seems legit. So, what happens?
Well, he offers them a book deal.
Right.
For the rock fashion book.
So
He says it's going to make a lot of money.
Yeah, because people are really into rock fashion books.
And that's all he cares about.
That's all he cares about.
He says that he's dead inside.
Mm-hmm. And he's like, hey, Jerica, gotta go see what Jem thinks about this.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a whole, like, she goes out and switches to being Jem and then comes back in and then she has to, like, go back out and switch again to sign as the business manager, Jerica. And it's a little, like, it's not frantic enough to really be funny, but I guess that's what they're shooting for.
It's a real paint by the numbers kind of thing because it seems like that whoever wrote this episode was like, we gotta have a scene where Jarek is like, I'll go get Jem. And then Jem's like, I'll go get Jerica.
Do they feel like they have to do that every episode? Excuse me.
I don't know. This person certainly did, although they really they didn't seem to care about it very much and didn't put much into it. So they signed this thing. And then it's on MTV, or their version of MTV, for, like, no reason, that they got this rock fashion book contract.
Yeah. They seem to spend a lot of time, like, watching TV about themselves, or the Misfits are.
Yeah, and that's how the Misfits find out.
Yeah. It's, like, reported that night or something.
Mm-hmm. You would think that the Misfits would have, like, contacts within the industry that they could... Like,
nobody seems to have those, really. I mean,
they could get to. Oh no! Can you make sure he doesn't?
Oh, he's gonna sit on you.
Oh God, I've gone from 0 cats to double cats, and it's like maybe a little bit too many cats, and I feel like they might fight right on top of me, and it's giving me like some. I don't know, anxiety that this is not going to end well.
Well, anyway.
Yeah, so if you hear me screaming, that's what happened.
Misfits are going to make their own rock fashion book.
That's what they decided to do, and their thing is they're going to get it out first.
Yeah.
And then I guess we go to SeaWorld. Oh, they tell Clash to, like, follow...
They're all hanging out and watching TV, like, watching MTV together along with Clash. Which I didn't know that they actually hung out with Clash.
But I guess that they do.
Yeah.
And so...
Sometimes they won't hang out with the person who they are ostensibly friends with.
Yeah, they're... I think it's just that Pizzazz is mean.
Yeah.
So, like, Regina George from Mean Girls is, like, modeled on Pizzazz.
Is that true?
No.
Oh.
I made that up.
Oh. Okay.
So, anyway, yeah, so they send Clash.
Yes.
Video, who we have not seen in several episodes.
I forgot they were different characters.
Yeah. Clash is like...
Wait, Video wasn't in this, was she?
No, we haven't seen Video in a long time.
It seems like they should have brought her to be the, videographer.
Right, but we've definitely keep seeing Clash, but I don't know if we're gonna see Video again. I don't remember. So, Clash, I guess, is like sneaking around. The next scene is Clash getting into SeaWorld, which she pays for and complains about how much it costs.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if that is from the actual, like, real-world experience of the writer or something.
He was like...
It's expensive to go to SeaWorld.
Fucking Disney, fucking SeaWorld. Shit's too much. Oh, God. He's just gonna bite me now because he's being a jerk. So... I don't understand what he wants. Like, he wants to be petted, but he also wants
He wants to bite you.
He really just wants to bite me. Hodge, you're a terrible cat. You're a mean and bad cat. I don't know why you came over here. You just bite Dad now. Ugh, it's the worst cat. Okay, so this is going to be a really great podcast episode. I just complain about how Hodge is biting me.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that might be more into like a play-by-play of how like Hodge's like assholery might be like more interesting than what happens in this damn episode. Don't watch this one. I would not recommend it. Like, definitely go back and watch maybe the Christy Marks 2-parter that's before it that was so banana pants.
I kind of like we'll get into the part that I did like.
Okay, so they're at SeaWorld. They're gonna do a fashion shoot. Like, once again, the clothes that Jim and the Holograms are wearing when they're not ostensibly doing fashion are much cuter than the clothes that they are wearing, the boxy, oversized nightmare masks that they're wearing when they're actually doing fashion.
Isn't that awesome 80s fashion?
It is a style of 80s fashion. It is not the cute style. But, like, you know, she was wearing this, like, dropped waist, spaghetti strapped, like, you know, dress with, like, a ruffle at the bottom. Like, that I would still wear and think is cute. Like, boxy shoulder things. God, should we pause and put him in the bedroom?
Maybe.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna do that now. Hang on. Okay, we're back. Josh tried to take Hodge into the bedroom and he escaped. And so he's still down here with us.
It's fine.
He's not being a cooperative dude tonight. So where were we? Okay, so this SeaWorld. I don't understand what they're doing with these fashion. They're like lean over.
They're all action situations of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
The fashion shoots, or at some recognizable location. I guess it's really all places that like the kids who are the target audience would be familiar with, I guess.
Do you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of America's Next Top Model. And the reason why, and I know you haven't seen it, but the reason why is they would like consistently put these model girls in situations that seemed like it was maybe designed to cause them like pain or to cry.
Mm-hmm.
Or to like test to see if they had the guts to be a model by like making a tarantula crawl in their face.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you know, or like hanging them upside down in a net.
They made a tarantula crawl on their face?
Yeah. They made it, and they, like one of the girls like cried the whole time and they yelled at her.
Why would a model have to do that?
Because you have to have guts to be a model, and sometimes for high fashion, they might have to put a tarantula on your face. Even if you're really scared of spiders, and the spider steps in your eye,
I can't
which
imagine
happened.
that would happen more than once.
Well, I kind of figured, like, really, America's Next Top Model / How to Torture Skinny Girls is kind of what I always thought of it as. And then, like, Tyra Banks, like, saying, like, inexplicable things about smizing and, like, yelling at people. And she would be, like, half, like, now we will look at your photo. Where she would, like, really overpronounce things in a weird way. And then sometimes she would, like, you know, start screaming about her badonkadonk. Like, it was a real weird tone with Tyra.
What does that mean?
What? Which one?
Badonkadonk.
I think it's butt.
Oh, okay.
Like, sometimes you gotta, you know, and she would go, like, real, like, and then, girl, you gotta do the thing! After she was real, like, prim and, like, she would say, photo. Listen, I watched several seasons of America's Next Top Model.
Sounds like...
Yeah, like 5 or 6. It's still on. I find that incredible.
Is it still hosted by Tyra Banks?
No, it was hosted by someone else, and now I think Rita Ora, I'm not sure who that is, but then like now they're bringing it back and Tyra's coming back. And so it's going to be hosted by Tyra again, and it's moving to VH1.
Important viewing information.
In case you needed to know. I haven't been watching Top Model in a really long time, but
Nor have I.
you've never watched it.
That's also true.
But yeah, but I made you watch Project Runway, and you like never could figure out anything that Heidi Klum said.
True.
He's like, which I thought was
sad. I could tell when she said sad.
She said like sad. I would say that Heidi would say that all of the outfits in this episode that were the fashion outfits were sad.
Yeah.
Exclamation mark. So.
There were none of those dropped crotches that she seems to like so much.
Oh my god, I don't understand why she likes the poop diaper pants. Like, I don't get it. But, yeah, so anyway, Jim and the holograms. There's like dolphins, and then they go up on the like super high platform dive, and they're like, "Oh no, the killer whales!"
Yeah, there's some real like defamation of killer whales in this. Like they're called killer whales because they want to eat humans.
Because they just go around murdering people.
Yeah,
which is not true.
they're fine.
They eat plankton, right?
I think. Well, I'm not sure actually. Some whales do eat like fish or crustaceans or something, but I mean,
It's not like they put them.
they're not like sharks.
Right.
It acts like a shark in this.
Right. I was gonna say it's not like they put them in a tank with a bunch of sharks.
Yeah. But that's what they're acting.
That is what they're acting like, because they're like killer whales. But then, if they're so worried about the killer whales, then why did they give them buckets of fish and have the whales jump at their faces?
Yeah.
This is
question.
what I would like to know. Really took Free Willy, like, rehabilitating the killer whale.
You know,
Which
this
would be
episode
later.
did have a number of weird little moments where someone does some, like, small arbitrary thing, and you think, like, oh, it's gonna mean something, and then it just, like, doesn't.
Like, examples.
Well, like, the way... I guess they're jostling on the high dive, or they're, like, switching positions is what leads them to fall into the water, but, like, it kind of seems... like Kimber wants to be in one place rather than another, and it's kind of like, why does that matter? Like, why was that included?
Yeah. Anything else you can think of?
At the very end, when the fashion books, somebody that just like walks up and moves the piles so that they're not uneven, and there's no reason for it to be there. Like, it's not mentioned. It doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's otherwise unremarked on.
It is the kind of thing that, like, would happen in real life, but, like, you
Sure.
don't expect someone to bother to animate.
It's just like there's so little conceded to extra little details for realism's sake. That
There
when
was an
you do
episode where
include
someone,
one-
like, literally turned into a tentacle monster.
Sure.
Like, we're not generally that concerned about realism, but, like, yeah, you're right about that. There's a lot of weird...
It just comes off as very strange
Mm-hmm.
when it does happen here.
Okay, so Clash is there. She steals this piece of paper.
Whoa.
Oh. Are you gonna... Okay, so Hodge attacks Foxy because he is really rammy right now. Are you just gonna hang on to him?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, maybe... I'm gonna pause it again.
Ow. A lot of progress.
No, this is a very cat-heavy episode.
Yeah.
Okay, so on the cat front, I put Hodge in the bathroom. He's having a little timeout so we can calm down. The lights are on. And he likes sitting there. A basket of towels for him to sit on, so he's gonna be okay. He just needs to be by himself for a little while so he can calm down. Okay, so,
I think we said they fell in the water.
they fell in the water. And, like, everyone freaks out.
Yeah.
Oh, no, wait, before that, the dolphins jump, and they're like, there's a song.
There is a song. It is a pretty forgettable song, though.
Yes.
There are dolphins, and they turn into
mermaids. And it's like, come in the water with me. If it was a Weeknd song, it would definitely be about pussy.
Okay.
Because he likes to sing about pussy all the time.
Alright, that seems kind of gratuitous.
That's what I thought about when I was watching it. As I thought about the Weeknd being like, I'm gonna make it rain, and you're like, oh my god. So, anyway, it's like, well, you know, Drayson's our nephew. His, like, favorite, like, music is the Weeknd.
Sure.
Okay, so, but this is not their best song ever. Not by a long shot. They fall in the water. Everyone freaks out. They fish everybody out, like, sort of sequentially, and then Rio's like, I can't find Gem.
Yeah. Because I guess she's hiding in the water, kind of. Because
it is unclear.
Hologram shorted out.
Yeah, and the pool looks like a pool from the exterior.
Mm-hmm.
But from the interior, it looks like an ocean.
That's a good point.
Like, there's all kinds of seaweed
sea
and
life, isn't there? Yeah.
Rocks and stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
But
You mention it.
Yeah, so Jerrica's like, she is hiding.
Is she, like,
I don't know.
Make it super clear, but I think she is.
Yeah, well, Gem has turned into Jerrica because the earrings have shorted out, even though we've seen her with those earrings in water before, because, like, whatever. And Synergy can still talk to her.
Yeah, that's the most confusing part to me.
Is, like, if they had shorted out, it's not indicated, I don't know. She's just like, there's Jerrica, there's some reason I can't, and it doesn't work. And then, like, and Jerrica doesn't even talk back to her. Which is, like, usually, if the earrings aren't working, she's, like, yanking on her earlobes and screaming.
Yeah, it was kind of strange.
But then a friendly dolphin,
like, saves her from the killer whale that's about to eat her.
Yeah, the killer whale is about to eat her. It opens its whale mouth and has
shark teeth.
And has whale shark teeth.
I don't know. Maybe killer whales have teeth like that.
I didn't think so, but I don't really know anything about whales, so I can't say for sure.
Yeah.
So what happens? What happens next?
Well, she, like, gets out on the side of the water where nobody can see her, and eventually the hologram starts working again, and she's able to, like, fool everybody.
Yeah, and then they're like, well, now it's time to go to Washington, D.C.
Yeah, for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Then we go back to the Misfits.
Yeah, and they are trying to get their fashion shoot done on the beach.
With a rude man.
Is he? I guess, I mean, I thought they're supposed to be the rude ones. And
they are, but he started it, because they're like, are we the greatest or what? And he goes, or what? And then Pizzazz is like, you know what? Go fuck yourself. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, that's true. That's fair.
And I was like, yeah. And then the outfits that they're wearing are supposed to be ridiculous, but I love them. They're so garish and weird. And, like, way too many ruffles and, like real Tim Burton's The Joker kind of color scheme going on. I like it. I think it's great. It's like, at least it's not boring. So what happens with the Misfits at that point?
They fire their photographer.
Yes.
And they say, we're going to do it ourselves.
Yes.
And then they do it themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They go to an amusement park, And they take their own pictures.
Yes. And there's a song.
And there's a song. And there's actually like a pretty funny montage of them ineptly taking photos where they like stick a thumb in the frame or it's unfocused or something.
Yeah. Some kid runs by.
Yeah, somebody runs into the shot.
You said when we were watching it that you like kind of liked that part.
That part was pretty funny.
Yeah, you were hoping maybe the conceit is that they were like really. Well, I mean, I guess it was that they were like, you know, sometimes you needed a professional. Which is nice.
I mean, that actually happens a lot with them, right? Is
Yeah.
like they alienate the people who know what they're doing, and then they do it themselves, and the quality is poor.
They did that too. Oh, excuse me. They did that too with the movie, right?
Yeah.
Because everybody quit. Okay, so, but it looks like they like maybe had a nice time at the roller coaster.
Yeah.
And then they try to like, they're like, yeah, we did it. Now we're going to take our pictures to the book publisher. They're going to get our book made, and it's going to come out before Gem and the Holograms did. Woohoo! And then they like high five.
In a way, it's kind of sad. I mean, that they're like, yeah, we did it ourselves, and then everybody just is like, no, it's crap.
And they throw them at them.
They throw them, yeah. Really, like, if you hadn't already decided that these characters are, like, definitely not the ones that you're identifying with, and these are, like, the bad characters, like, the perspective of the show is almost kind of mean to them, really.
Yeah, I mean, Pizzazz is, like, manipulative and, like, sometimes super... I like it. I don't know. I kind of like it sometimes when she's, like, really aggressive. I don't like it when she does her, like, whining, like, Daddy thing. But when she's like, listen, you're going to do what I say. I'm like, yeah, Pizzazz. Get it, girl. She's just like a straight talking bitch, and she's gonna get it done, man. And the show is like that is evil. Doing it yourself and bossing people around is evil.
It is evil.
Unless you're a dude, then it's fine.
Do the dudes do that?
There's a lot of men telling Pizzazz that she did things wrong.
That's true.
Which I am not for. Yeah. Did you notice when they went to the book publishers that, like, a number of them had signs on the door that said book publisher?
Yeah. Well, I think that was supposed to be, like, the great insult, is that even, like, shitty amateurs knew that their photos were crap and wouldn't publish them. Even the one that had, like, a handwritten sign that says, like, I am a book publisher on their door.
Yeah, they told them it was too amateur.
Yeah.
So, it turns out they went to, according to, I guess Stormer, that they had went to 17 book publishers, and everyone said no. Mm-hmm. And so...
Which is, like, more book publishers than there are today. So.
Right. These were just, like, people specializing in rock fashion books.
Yeah.
It
was a different world.
It was much more diverse. So, now they decide that they're, instead of, like, Plan A, make own rock fashion book, Plan B, ruin Gem and the Holograms rock fashion book.
I'm kind of surprised that wasn't Plan A.
I know, also me. I'm surprised, like, also rock fashion book, never given a title.
It's the rock fashion book.
Oh, this cat. But yeah, so anyway, they have, because Clash had stolen the, it wasn't clear at the time, but it turns out that Clash stole the schedule for Gem and the Holograms. So she's
very ambitious.
She is. She knows where they're going to be.
No, I mean the schedule is very ambitious. It has them going... If the first one really is in SeaWorld, then it's like Florida, and then they go to the Grand Canyon, and then they go to Washington, D.C.
Well, DC first, and then the Grand Canyon.
Okay.
The Grand Canyon, I think, was the last one.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, it's a lot of flying around.
Yeah. Really way more than you would need to.
Right. I mean, if
Like
you live
this.
in LA, just go to a movie set and, like,
Yeah.
have, like, different movie set places
Yeah.
that would look
Makes
different.
a lot more sense.
Yeah.
I don't remember when the Washington one takes place, actually.
You mean...
The Washington part.
Oh, it's, like, after SeaWorld.
Right.
Yeah, but it's next. Like, this is, like, what's next. And so,
okay.
they don't actually go there. Like, Clash goes there, and she is, like... They're all on a scaffolding. Like, Jem and the Holograms are on this, like, scaffolding that's, like, right butt up next to the Washington Monument, because they let you do that.
And the Washington Monument looks like it's made out of metal.
It's like liquid metal. Like, from the Terminator. Josh is just nodding like, that is a dumb
It
joke.
didn't look like it was liquid, I guess.
Fine then. Fine. I thought it was a funny joke, and you didn't. That's fine.
Sorry.
Let's just move on. And so, like, Clash is, like, near the Washington Monument also. Whatever.
Okay.
And
Also, the road looks like metal.
but not liquid metal.
It could be.
There's I guess a police officer in a golf cart, and he.
Oh, that's where the liquid metal comes in.
Oh, does it?
Well, because the Terminator looks like.
Oh,
a
because he
cop.
looks like a cop.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just like to say liquid metal like that because like they said it in the Mitchell Mystery Science 3000, and I think it makes me laugh. That's why. Because in Mitchell, when they break out the pane of the window, they just put some tinfoil over it, because that's what you would do. So, we've talked about Mitchell, America's Next Top Model. We're just like really...
Trying to avoid the actual episode at hand.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're like, I don't really like this episode. You just sort of roam around. Clash is there. The dude in the golf cart, like, freaks the fuck out.
Yeah, that was pretty funny, actually. Because this cart, like, totally rolls and then, like, flies through the air and crashes the scaffolding.
Yeah, it's completely...
Really violently.
Completely unexpected, huge overreact, like, insane overreaction.
I'm surprised it doesn't burst into flames, too.
Yes, that is true. And they're all like, bah! And then,
It's weird, actually, because the golf cart is, like, obeying movie physics where, like, everything just, like, goes crazy and explodes. But then it doesn't explode. It just, like, flies off the rails and hits the scaffolding. And then you'd think the scaffolding would just, like, immediately collapse. But instead it just, like, wobbles
it
until
wobbles
everybody
until everybody safely
jumps to safety. And then
jumps to
falls.
safety. Yeah. And like, it just, the majestic overreaction by this police officer to seeing a random woman at the National Monument, where people are like, when asked later, he said, "Oh, it was just some tourist." Well, then what the fuck did you freak out like that for? Jesus Christ. I'm surprised he didn't like jump on her back and pepper spray her right in the face. Like, that is the level of like freaking the fuck out that this guy was doing. It's just so odd. And then later to be like, it's probably not as big.
Fine.
Yeah, it was fine. 'Cause here's the thing, Clash wasn't even doing anything at that point.
Wait, wasn't she?
No, she was just
just
creeping.
her presence.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
That's what I'm saying. She was just kind of like,
I didn't even realize that.
yeah, she hadn't done anything at that point.
So it was all the security guys?
Yes. Yes, it's stupid.
What the heck?
It's not very. This episode is not good.
Right. Yeah, well.
Alright, and then, okay, so
It's got some good bits.
they form a net with, like, a piece of tarp that's, like, randomly there, and then they all jump off, and then,
Yeah.
as I said, the police officer's like, oh, blah, blah, and, like, whatever. And so, like, then they're like, well, time to go to the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
Surely that will be incident-free. And here's the thing.
Actually, as I'm thinking about it more, I kind of liked this one more than you did, I think.
Did you?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, too, is for all the, like, go sabotage them, Clash did not make them fall into the water at SeaWorld. That was fucking dumb Kimber's fault.
Yeah.
Kimber trips, falls, grabs Shayna by the ankle.
She's gonna take Shayna down with her.
She's like, if I'm going, everybody's gonna go.
Yeah.
Shayna whacks into Aja, who's just immediately down. And then somehow Jim gets knocked down too. But only Kimber's like, if I'm going, we're all going. And this is why Kimber sucks.
That's funny. The killer whale is pretty funny. Like, the next part where the misfits, like, scare all these bats into, like, flying and disrupting this, like, photo shoot that's happening on a ledge.
Okay.
And being photographed from a helicopter for no good reason. Just no good reason at all. Especially because there's obviously ledges higher up where you could get the same effect of just, like, photographing them from above. But the way, the loving rendering of how, like, horrifying the bats are as they fly into extreme close-up. Like, that's really funny.
They liked it so much they, like, looped
They
it
did
3
it a
times.
bunch of times.
No, you know what? You know what? I think you're right. That's true. I'm gonna change my opinion and agree with you. Because you know,
Bats are really
after
hilarious.
I'm just like, after the one episode where, like, Jim lost her whole ass mind and was like, how dare they still have a business? This one's a little, like, tamer, but you're talking me around. So, all right, so we go to the Grand Canyon.
There's, like, so many forced, weird, dangerous situations they get into. And their responses to them are all uniformly baffling.
Mm-hmm. Someone is like, they don't say no one has taken fashion pictures at the Grand Canyon before, which I'm almost positive isn't true. Then they say no one has taken pictures with landscapes like this before. And I'm like, do you mean, like, out west? I'm pretty sure they have, though. Like, with the mesas and stuff. They have.
Maybe they mean at the Grand Canyon itself.
But I don't think that would even be that great. Like, you go to the Grand Canyon to look into the Grand Canyon. You don't go to the Grand Canyon to be like, and here's some bitches on a rock. I don't know. I also...
Have you been there, though?
No, I'm be talking out my ass. So maybe it's bitches on a rock, like, straight up and down the whole way.
I have been there, and it is.
Oh, okay. What about the donkeys? Are there donkeys?
Sometimes they're riding on donkeys.
Are there donkeys, though, for real?
Yeah, I think you can, like, take a donkey down into... We didn't do that, but I think you can, like, ride a donkey.
Because I was, like, assured that there were donkeys.
I think that's a thing you can do.
Okay. I also heard that, like, at least a couple of dudes a year die from trying to pee into the Grand Canyon.
And tripping?
Yeah, they just, like, get too close.
That didn't happen while I was there. That I know of.
I'm like, it's statistically true.
Obviously, I didn't do it, because I am not dead.
That's true, and I also think that your parents would have been like, Josh, what are you doing?
Yeah, probably.
Don't do that.
I don't, as a rule, pee in front of them.
No. Okay, so they're at the Grand Canyon. Pizzazz and Stormer and Roxy are, like, at a cave opening. Like, this must have been a really detailed schedule that they got. Is they're at a cave opening that opens to go up to the ledge. Like, if they walked through the cave, they would be at the ledge where Jem and the holograms are. And then they're like, ew, gross bats.
Mm-hmm.
And then the photographer dude is going to be, like, in a helicopter, whatever. And then, as you say, the thing happens with the bats.
Yeah. And the ledge they're on kind of starts to crumble, and, like, rather than running back to the stable part, they leap into the helicopter one by one.
Yeah, after Jem has made it be okay, because she had Synergy send out sound waves at the bats, which made them go away.
Well, the ledge is still crumbling, though.
But, like, as you said at the time, they could have walked 2 feet.
They could have. It was not a lot of it that was unstable, as it turns out. Maybe that wasn't clear?
Maybe.
I don't know.
At any rate, yes.
It's really very difficult to imagine how jumping into the helicopter would have been safer than
trying
just
to run
walking
away
back towards this more stable ground.
Yeah.
Try not to overthink it.
No, definitely that would be a bad idea, except that is the whole point of what we're doing here.
I guess that's true.
Okay, so then they are, like, the Misfits are pretty excited about, like, how well the bats worked.
Yeah. Presumably they just, like, happened upon this bat scheme because of fortuitous circumstances.
Yeah, what do you think their plan was if there hadn't been bats there?
It's real unclear. I thought they were just gonna, like, jump into the picture and mess it up.
That would have been awesome. Just photobombing them, like, suck it, bitch.
Then they just wouldn't leave.
Pizzazz is just, like, got one leg in front of Jem doing her, like, massive beauty pose. Like, what are you gonna do about it, bitch?
It seems like pretty frequently they just, like, show up in the places where the holograms are.
Yeah.
And, like, an opportunity to threaten their lives presents itself, and they just take it.
Yeah, that's what they do. That's their whole jam. Okay, so then Pizzazz is like, well, this isn't working. I know what I'll do. I'll go ask my dad.
Yeah. To buy the book.
Mm-hmm. They specifically say the rights to the book. This is where I'm like, this is not how this works. I don't even know that much about how these things work, but I know it doesn't work like this. Where you buy the rights to the book. And then, like, they show up. Where's the place that they are next? Is it just kind of generic?
Nassau.
Oh, yeah, that's random. Okay, yeah, so they're at Nassau.
You're gonna do some kind of nautical photo shoot.
Mm-hmm. What happens instead?
The Misfits show up with Clash, and they say Clash is the new artistic director.
Mm-hmm.
And they they own the rights to the whole production, and they have creative control. And so now Clash is going to be giving orders.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have them do a series of photos in which they are doing, like, menial, like, labor.
In their fashion clothes.
Is it in their fashion clothes? Or
Yeah.
is it in, like, dowdy?
No.
No, it's in the fashion clothes?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
They're, like, scrubbing the floors.
The fashion clothes are a little dowdy, then?
Yeah. I'm, like, fairly certain I've also seen a editorial fashion spread where someone was scrubbing the floors, like, sexily or whatever.
Yeah.
With sex eyes. Smizing.
Yeah, that's...
They're smizing.
It is kind of a thing, actually.
Yeah.
Like...
But that's not what you said at the time. You said you thought it was funny.
I did think it was funny. The idea that they would, like... Rather than keep trying to disrupt the project, just, like, purchase the project and then make them do it poorly.
And, like... And also just, like, you will mop now.
Uh-huh. I thought that was pretty funny.
You don't have orphans here to mop for you.
Yeah. I don't.
No. We might have
made them wait tables.
Yeah. It's pretty funny.
Or pose as though they were waiting tables. I don't remember what else there was.
It was just, like, a picture of Jem in between two mops.
Yeah, how can you not like this episode?
You're talking me around, babe. Okay, and everyone's like, this blows.
Yeah,
and
they all want to quit.
They're all really unhappy, and, like, Pizzazz is just, like, so fucking thrilled.
Wait a minute, are you sure that Clash wasn't responsible in some way for the Washington thing? Because...
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think she got a chance to even do anything. Because it's definitely, like, you know, Officer Dodo, like, wrecking his... Like, and that's the thing, too, is I'm just like, has anyone ever been in a golf cart? Like, they don't go that fast. Like, his, like, souped up interstellar golf cart with a jetpack that he, like, flies into, and then he's, like, completely unscathed. and, like, participates in the rescue. When I figured out that he was participating in the rescue, I was very surprised, because I was like, he should be dead. Like, there's so many times in this show where I'm like, that person should be dead, though.
Yeah.
There's no way they're not dead. Alright, so Clash is just kind of like, hey. But, like, you know, she's into it. But, like, really Pizzazz is on a power trip, as per usual. And then I guess they're all like, the photographer's like, girls, why don't you come into the darkroom and help me make pictures? Which is not a thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know how to do it, because there's dangerous chemicals involved.
Kind of sounds like a setup.
Yeah. But they go into the darkroom and sing a song about something.
Changing things.
Oh, yeah, making the change.
Changing things around.
And,
blackmailing people? Because that's what they do.
That is what they do. What happens next?
They blackmail people.
Right, but, like, specifically.
They include photos of the Misfits sabotaging them. This is why I wondered about Washington, because I thought they included photos of Washington.
They do. Maybe you're right, and maybe I'm wrong.
Because the only other possibility would be that they somehow, like, framed Clash. And I don't think that
That might be possible.
I don't think that the show wants us to think that the holograms would do that. I think they would, but I don't think the show thinks they would.
I mean, here's the thing. I think that their, like, Clash's very, like, presence here caused this accident.
I guess so.
But, like, I think that that's not
really
her fault.
Yeah.
Like, she was just standing there.
Maybe the cop should have been paying closer attention.
Well, he definitely shouldn't have put his fucking golf cart on the Fast and the Furious Nitro fucking mode. And Spaceship shot it into a fucking, like, what are those things? Scaffolding that shouldn't have even been there.
I don't know how you're going to catch the bad guys if you can't have your golf cart do that, though.
In a golf cart. And he was like, but patriotism.
Yeah.
That's when the terror rate went from yellow to orange.
Mm-hmm.
God, remember that?
Sure.
That shit never went below orange.
Wow. It was pretty arbitrary.
They were like, green. We will literally never get to green, and we never did the entire time we had that thing. Fucking bullshit. Okay. This has been 10 years ago talk of shit that happened that nobody wants to talk about anymore, for sure. Okay, so they have these pictures, and then they secretly give them to the Misfits.
Yeah.
To take to, I guess, her dad.
Yep.
And then what happens?
Well, they look at the pictures and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna get in trouble if people see that we tried to kill Jim and the Holograms."
Again.
So she tells, that is, Pizzazz tells her dad that the pictures just didn't come out.
And he is pissed.
He's mad.
He is pissed.
But then that dude from the beginning comes, pays him a visit. The guy with the mustache.
Oh yeah, the I have a rock fashion book contract guy.
Yeah, and he kind of pulls a fast one on him.
Mm-hmm.
And he makes him sell back the rights to the holograms at a discounted price.
Yeah, this is after Mr. Pizzazz.
Yeah, what's his name?
They said his last name, and I forgot it immediately.
Yeah, okay.
So let's say I don't know, Pizzazz.
Yeah, that's fine.
Mr. Pizzazz's dad is he does see the photos, and he's he's not you tried to kill these women. He's just you sabotaged my money, bitch.
He's used to that.
Yeah, he knows Pizzazz tries to kill people all the time, but this cost him money, and that is some shit. And then, he's pissed. And so when the contract guy comes, he's just whatevs, fuck it. And, and then it's over. And then, there's, a line, a huge, bigger than the line for their fucking movie.
Yeah.
At the store to get the rock fashion book. And I guess they're signing it?
Yeah.
And then what happens?
Isn't that the end?
Yeah, I guess, she's like, "Oh, Rio, I'll tell Jericho about how brave you were." Doop, 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 doop.
Yeah, which is, none brave.
And then Rio goes, "Really?"
What a...
Oh, what a piece of poop you are, Rio. You are not winning any awards.
It's just sad.
It is not good.
Just give up.
And yeah, and I was and then Rio's gonna if you tell her I was super brave, maybe she'll let me touch her boob. And it's no, Jarek is not gonna let you touch her boob. That is not gonna happen.
No. He probably doesn't take a salary for his work.
Oh my god, it's just worse and worse. Where does he even live? It's not at Starlight House.
No, it's in his van.
Oh my god. So sad.
Do you remember those guys when two of the orphans from Starlight House ran away?
Yeah, and they had that sweet ass school bus.
Take them to that bus. Yeah, that's where he lives.
With those guys?
Yeah, with those guys. They're his roommates. He lives on. He sleeps on a pile of beer cans. with the bath towel thrown over it.
Because somebody used an iron and burned through his mattress.
Maybe. That happened to me once.
That's why, yeah, it did. Was your couch though,
It was
right?
a couch, not a mattress.
Yeah, and then did the person who did it like flip the couch cushion over?
Yeah, and they did it again.
They did it twice.
They did it twice. And they
They did it on the other side.
And they tried to
well.
sew it, the hole that had been burned in it shut.
Oh my god, I forgot about that part.
Yeah.
So it was burned.
It was burned and sewed partly shut, not fully, because it was too big a hole.
You would think after the first time.
Yeah, you really would.
You would be like, you cannot iron on this couch.
You tried. There was a coffee table. Like, you could have tried to iron on the coffee table.
Why would you iron on a couch in the first place?
I don't know.
Presents it just.
I mean, we didn't have an ironing board, but
which
there were other
cost
options.
a hot like $3.
Well, yeah.
But like, you know, yes, it presents a lot of questions.
Yeah. I never confronted this individual, so I don't know. I don't know what their reasoning was. What?
That's the best part.
I didn't say anything about it. I didn't care about that couch.
Did you put like a towel over it or something? So you just
I just left it when I moved.
but
I didn't do anything before that.
So you just
There was just a little hole in it. It was fine.
Okay. All right. So back to.
No, that's the end.
Yeah, we've covered so many things, including your personal life. Like, we talked about different movies and TV shows, and that time your roommate burned your couch.
Yeah.
I don't know why I like that story so much, but I really do. There's just so many elements to it that it happened twice.
That was kind of the best part.
The person tried to sew it back together. Oh, fucking roommates, I swear to God. Okay, so, winners and losers, that's where we're at. So who do you think the episode winner is?
Not Rhea.
Mm-mm.
Who is the winner? Do you have one?
I am gonna say that it is the rock book contract man.
Oh yeah,
Because
he gets a good deal.
Yeah, because like he got the deal in the first place, and then he got it so he sold it, and then he got more money for it again, and then he sold apparently a fragillion books.
That's a good point.
Yeah, it's like when they made Morrissey's autobiography a Penguin classic.
Wait, is it like that?
Yeah, it's totally like that.
Okay.
Because I just love that they did that in the first place. Like, here's a bunch of Morrissey just being a total, like, you know, interesting stuff, like, about him being, like, younger and blah, 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 and then just him being a total piss bitch. Like, about everyone he's ever met. And people he's angry at from 30 years ago. And you know why I like that? Because I would be like that. That's what I would be like. Okay, so, you didn't pick a winner, though.
This is a little unorthodox, but I'm going to say Eric Raymond.
Okay.
Because whenever he's in an episode, he's failing at something. And so, because he didn't get roped into the Misfits scheme this time, he did better than he usually does.
I think that's a fair answer. Also, what about the bats?
Well, they did get sonic blasted.
Yeah, but they got a pretty cool look.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool bat sequence.
It was a pretty cool bat sequence. That was my favorite part.
That was your favorite part?
Well, I don't know. I had a few favorite parts. The killer whales was kind of a favorite part, too.
Do you have a loser? Episode loser?
Well, maybe Pizzazz's dad. He's kind of always the loser when he shows up.
He's just giving money to Pizzazz.
He just keeps, like, basically throwing money in the garbage can.
Yeah.
And also kind of being, like, berated by his daughter.
Yeah. But he's, like, not nice to her either.
That's true. He actually, like, fights her on it this time.
That's
so
true.
He's showing a little more self-possession. So maybe he's not the loser.
Okay. So,
I mean, Rio's kind of always the loser.
that's true.
It's totally appropriate
Perpetual.
here.
It's true. I'm gonna say Kimber for trying to kill Shayna while she was falling into the killer whale pits. Like, Kimber, just don't take other people down with you.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, oh my god, she could have killed Shayna.
What about that Capitol police officer?
Oh my god,
Yeah,
that's
I think it's
true.
that guy.
No,
He
yes.
just, like, spins out his vehicle and then is, like, a total...
Just a total weirdo. And like
he doesn't even know how to investigate.
Real dope. Yeah.
What the heck happened afterwards?
And like, I don't know. Alright, yes,
guy.
that's good. Okay, so the other thing that we have to do is the outrageousness scale. It's a 1 to 5 scale. 1 is the least.
Maybe 3?
3? You gonna give a reason?
Well, it's not super crazy, but it does have the bats and the killer whales.
Yeah.
And
That
the metal Washington Monument.
whatever the hell happened with that golf cart.
The golf cart.
I was just like so surprised when that happened because I was not expecting that to happen at all.
It doesn't really look physically possible.
No.
I mean,
Jim has
cart
this nasty
looks like-
attitude again.
The cart looks like it went off of a ramp.
It's true. It's like when it reminds, now that you say ramp, it reminds me of Cool as Ice.
I haven't seen that.
And then he jumps his motorcycle over a fence without a ramp.
Without a ramp.
Without a ramp, I believe. And he's like, drop that 0 and get with the hero. And then he makes that blue steel face for fucking Zoolander. So.
How does he jump the fence, though?
I don't know. I'm going to put that on the list of things that we need to see. So, here's what we have to watch. All of the Wolverine movies.
Wait, why?
Because
Okay.
we need to see them. We have to watch Cool as Ice. And, what was the other thing I was saying that we had to watch? Oh, yeah, the new Power Rangers movie. That one's in the theaters now. I can tell by your moaning that you really want to see it. And I agree. Because here has been... Also, I agree on your rating of 3. I'm going to say, yes, it's 3 at outrageousness. But I just want to say this about the Power Rangers before we go.
Okay.
I was like stages of this Power Rangers movie. We like first saw the like trailer and like did not know it was Power Rangers. It looked like some kind of gritty YA dystopian future thing. And then at the end you're like the Power Rangers, and I was like shocked and like delighted, but also like, what the hell? You gotta be fucking kidding me. Mm-hmm. And then the next time I saw it, I knew what it was. Mm-hmm. So we started with the like dystopian youth part, and I just like started screaming, laughing in the movie theater.
That is what happened.
Yeah, and then a couple more times of laughing, and then like slowly moving into, I think I want to see the gritty Power Rangers movie. And that's where I have stayed. And it's definitely because I saw the trailer like 8 fucking times. Because it was before every movie that we saw for like 6 months.
You can't let them get you like that, though.
I think they did, though. I think they got me. Okay, so is there anything else that I should say about Jem and the Holograms?
No.
No? Okay. Well, this has been That Computer Is Your Mom. This is Allie.
Josh.
Alright, and say goodbye.
Bye.
Jem is my name, no one else is the same.